Think about the central question.
Eric, don't cut your hair.
What is the significance of James Gatz's decision to change his name, and what does this illuminate about his character? So, what?
I know.
You know?
I am
The
Colorado.
decision to change his name is that he didn't want to
I am
be
the
like
United
poor.
States.
He wanted to be rich, and it was totally different than the way he was living. He wanted a totally different life, and what does it eliminate about his character? I think that it kind of shows that how do I explain it? That he wants to be superior and like looks down on poor people.
Like what? Or poor
Looks
people?
down on poor people
Looks down on poor people?
because he doesn't want to be. He didn't want to be poor when he was.
So he didn't want to repeat the same life that his parents had.
Yeah.
Good. Can we add to that at all? What Leslie said? What do you think, Ali?
He wants to be, just like she said, he wants to be rich, unlike his parents, and that's why he's trying to find his destiny, and he eventually finds it by meeting Cody.
So his destiny just comes sailing in one day.
Yeah, from a yacht.
So how do you think that Dan Cody was a huge influence to Jay Gatsby?
He was a huge influence because Cody, he had everything pretty much, everything he wanted. He had women, he was just rich, he had everything he wanted.
He was a mirror image of the rich stereotype, and so he inadvertently taught Gatsby to be better and superior than his contemporaries, just like he was back on the farm.
Yeah, exactly. So how does Dan Cody come rolling in
Drunkenly on a yacht.
drunkenly on a yacht? So that's not something that that's not a way that people typically just like roll into a place, right? Unless you're extravagantly wealthy. But he also learned a lot from Dan Cody. What were some of the things that Jay Gatsby picked up on or learned from Dan Cody?
He learned that drinking wasn't okay, that he should stay away from drinking because Cody would act very differently when he was drunk.
He would do what?
He would act very differently when he was drunk.
Yeah, can you show me a part, like a passage in the text where it talks about that?
Well, for example, didn't he get drunk probably the night when ELA went?
Yeah, probably.
So if considering that, he didn't see what was going on, and that's probably why he ended up getting poisoned or whatever happened to him.
Yeah, so being drunk all the time kept him from being a very like cautious person and looking out for himself. So what was Jay Gatsby's main job working for Dan Cody? I think Kenny knows.
No, I don't know.
You don't know. I think you know.
I
Secretly,
disagree.
deep down.
I actually disagree.
You're a fake gamer.
Wasn't he employed in a lodge personal capacity?
Wasn't he what?
Employed in a lodge personal capacity?
In a vague personal capacity. Yep. So what does his duties include?
He was in turn steward, mate, skipper, secretary, and even a jailer.
And even a jailer. A jailer for who though?
For Dan Cody.
Yeah, because why would Dan Cody need a jailer?
Probably an angry drunk. Definitely an irresponsible one.
Yeah. So he probably makes decisions that he ends up regretting in the morning when he's sober. So that kind of taught Gatsby this is like the ugly side, this is the flip side, this is what I don't want to be. But what are some of the positive things do you think he could have picked up from Dan Cody, if anything? So it's actually, look at the top of page 101, that last...
Education.
Yeah, so in education, what kind of education do you think Dan Cody gave him?
That's a good one.
Yes, a good one.
A singularly appropriate education.
What do you think that might mean? In the like thinking about what Jay Gatsby's wanted his whole life, how do you think the education might play into it?
Probably yes, proper.
Mm-hmm.
Private schools. Maybe.
Yeah, so I don't know that the education really revolved on any kind of like schooling, but I think the education was more like a direct, like learning under Dan Cody kind of thing. But you said something like being proper.
Good morning, Wolfpack. We should be heading.
It's okay. You guys can go. Thank you.